Is there panic in Tigray, panic in Mekelle? Are people stockpiling basic uh, items of daily use like oil, like food items? What is the reason behind this panic? What is situation on the ground? What led to the spread of panic among the residents of Tigray? Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Firstly, a German news source wrote. It published a report about situation in Tigray in terms of likelihood of war, in terms of Eritrean involvement in Ethiopia. What is this source saying? Then we'll have a general look at the situation in Tigray. DW is the name of the German news source. I'm not talking about DW Ethiopia, which is Domestic Vienna, TPLF Tigray news channel. I'm talking about German DW channel, which has published a report about situation in Ethiopia. DW claims that Eritrea is arming groups in Tigray. Fano fighters are being armed by Eritrea. Eritrea is backing TPLF2, and threat of war is looming. That is why residents of Mekelle, Tigray's capital, are panicking. They are storing uh, fuel, oil. Uh, there is shortage of. They're storing oil. They're storing TAF and other items which they might uh, have to use in case of eruption of war. And secondly, DW Ethiopia claims that people are withdrawing money from banks. So all that shows that people fear that another war could erupt soon. Now, is there really a panic in Tigray, or are these sources reporting from distance? They don't know what is situation on the ground. Well, the statements given by the Ethiopian leaders have spread panic in Tigray. When Prime Minister of a country says that elders should intervene to avert a war, which could be deadly at this time, it means he's admitting that war could erupt. Prime Minister said that in the parliament. Secondly, when foreign minister of a country writes a letter to another foreign minister that a neighboring country is going to invade his country in rainy season, again, it's a declaration, it's a recipe for spreading panic. Gideon Timotheus wrote a letter to US Secretary of State that Eritrea is in occupation of Ethiopian territories. It is backing opposition, Ethiopian armed groups. It is planning to launch attack on Ethiopia in rainy season. Rainy season underway. So the statements given by the Ethiopian leaders actually spread panic. Then what is happening in Tigray internally is also not conducive to stability. TPF fighters issuing warning messages from a far region. There was a brief clash between TPF and Tigray military in Wajirat. Tigray border opening, stability there, but the stability is not being welcomed in Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa, in fact, restricting fuel supplies to Tigray. Tigray only getting 15% of its requirement of fuel. When there is acute shortage of fuel, in a region, people know that something is behind this shortage. Since shortage is spreading now, and what we have heard is that Tigray government, whatever fuel is entering Tigray, it is not allowing all that oil to be, all that fuel to be sold at petrol stations. Why? Because it wants to keep it wants to store fuel in case of use in an emergency situation. So reportedly, the entry of fuel into Tigray has been restricted. Whatever fuel is entering Tigray, even that is not being released for sales to people. Very limited amount of fuel is available for people to buy. All that is leading to escalation, leading to panic. Secondly, mobilization of Tigray military has also been seen towards Volkayt and towards Eritrea from Tigray border. Eritrean military mobilization confirmed towards Hajar. Uh, so, if you combine all that, even a layman can see that situation is very tense and volatile. We're not saying that today or tomorrow war is going to break out. No one can say that, but people don't want to wait for the war to break out. They are making preparations. I would suggest that first of all, people should not panic. Yes, they have gone through a deadly war, 2 year long war, just 3 years ago. But if they panic, that won't be a solution to the problem. Yes, they should buy sufficient amount of food. They should withdraw money as much as they can, but they should not close their businesses. They should not just flee Tigray. They should not start selling their properties because these leaders have gone through a war. All of them suffered in varying degrees. Internally, they don't want a war. Basically, they want to achieve their targets, but they are flexing their muscles. Sometimes, when you're flexing your muscles and you want to achieve your targets, and the other side start doing the same, uh, clash erupts. So we cannot deny the possibility of eruption of war. At the same time, I think that people of Tigray don't want war. Tigray military fed up with war. ENDF is caught up on so many fronts. Abiy, as we have reported in several videos, does not want war at this point of time, keeping in view that Abiy's allies have aligned themselves against him. Fano, DBLF, even Ola, Eritrea could be part of the alliance to remove Abiy. Abiy would like to create more divisions in opposition and strengthen himself before a war. Abiy wants to crush TPLF, but he does not want war at this point of time. So, and Abiy sent Gitacho to Volkai to solve the issue. Uh, some delegations moving between Addis and Mekelle, though no progress so far. Delegations are led by religious elders who have almost no influence in uh, convincing the parties to reach some sort of settlement. And Western embassies could also be concerned. Americans, do you think they're sleeping? They're the ones who backed Pretoria deal. They're the ones who took TPLF from Mekelle to Pretoria. So if another war breaks out, that will be a failure of US backed Pretoria deal. That is why they're also sending signals to TPLF that TPLF should not cross some red lines. So people should not panic, but they should be ready to pack up and leave if situation escalates more.